What is going on? I'm zmot, freshly back from vacation and fairly tanned, somewhat sunburned. That video is off, giving you full 1080p, 60 frames per second of Boom Beaches. First thing we're going to do is head over to that creator boost, throw in zmot in the shop. We're going to start with warships at tier 1, rank 1 at the very beginning. Do stick around though. There's a count that's in about 19, another one that's catching it quickly. I'm going to show you, if you have not started warships yet, this is how you want to start. And if you are below rank 13, you're going to want to follow this as well. Here's the deal. You're going to want to upgrade your gunboat to tick 4. Upgrade your artillery as high as you can, and that's all. You don't need anything else. You don't need any troops. You don't need any gunboat. You only need tick 4 here, tick 3 here, and then the rest of your tokens you're just going to throw into that artillery. You can go from rank 1 to rank 13 incredibly quickly. And why this engine room right here is way over there is because the gunboat goes right about here, and it takes an extra second for their artillery to travel. So if you're below rank 13, nothing to this. You probably all know this. I'm not going to dwell on this, but it's super simple. 1, 2, 3 on each, and down goes the base. 359. We win. Our opponent loses. Bob's your uncle. Now, one thing you can do if you really want to troll your opponent is you just pick up every single one of your buildings. You don't need any buildings. All they're going to do is distract your opponent, maybe. I also like to move this away from the corner a little bit. That way there's a tiny chance someone's going to misclick and miss your engine room. Same thing with this one. You just leave a little space in behind because people are trying to click pretty darn quickly. That's it. This season, there are a bajillion draws. Do keep in mind that every draw that you run into does count as a loss. The reason for that was because people were win trading. They would see a name they recognized, and then they would go ahead and retreat right away, which of course allowed them to not lose. Long story there. This season, it's got a lot of good things. It's got a lot of bad things. I personally really like Seekers. You know what? Let's leave this one behind. We'll skip on out of there. Now that you know all of those details, don't need any machine guns, don't need any landing crafts. You're going to save all your tokens for once you can get to Seekers and probably shock launchers. By that point, you're going to want to have your flares at tick 3 at least, probably tick 4. Going to want to have your landing crafts maximized. Rifles are super helpful, so keep those in mind, but overall, max your mines. You're going to want to get brick up to at least tick 3. I like rifles. I'll show you instead. This is my account that was in 19, was in the global top 500. I don't think it is anymore. I really doubt it is. Have not been playing a lot at all. On vacation, no internets. Little time on the device. Yep, see, it moved away from me. If we have a look here, number of games played for me is quite low. 168, whereas if you look at like the top players in Canada, for example, let's look at Commander J Doom. What are you at? 336. So at about half of the battles that most players have, unfortunately. This is my base that was doing well. My other base is doing better. This account, as you can see there, the tick 4 flares, pretty important. Brick being maximized, also pretty darn important. And those boom mines may seem super intriguing, but those shock mines are way better. So skipping the boom mines, skipping the doom cannon, just going for those there shock mines next on the list. We've got no chests on this one. So we'll jump on into this account. This account did things a little bit differently. I went back through heavies. Could have saved 2 keys going through medics, but I figured maybe heavies will be useful later. Medics are never useful in the end game, so that's why I went through heavies. Went back, got those flamethrowers, got those defensive building damage. Otherwise, things are the same. Don't have boom cannons, but as you can see here, just machine guns and flamethrowers and mines. Oh my. Right about here is when I got the, like right here, I lost because I was still back at 3 engine room level, did stupid things. Let's get in here, do some hits. I've got a chest. This account should be able to easily rank up into 18, possibly. No flamethrowers here, so we don't have to worry quite as much. It really depends on what these people have as far as which troops I've been using. There's a bunch of mines hidden on that left-hand side, so we're going to ignore that left-hand side. I'm going to go something like this. You guys have probably all seen all these attacks, but I'm going to show you anyways. I know this is catch up. Thank you for all of your patience. We're going to use 2 boats of rifles. My rifles are only tick 3. I should upgrade them, but I haven't yet. We're going to drop 2 of you. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 onto there. It's always 4 every single time. And then we're going to flare back into there. Slowly but surely, clearing all of those mines, and then all of our seekers are going to come in behind. That boom cannon looked like it was going to hit brick, so it was going to hit brick, so I switched up where I was going to put her, and now as that expires, brick is so low on health. It is crazy. We are doomed now. Things are not looking terribly good for us, so at this point, I'm going to use all my artillery on that engine room. Normally, you should be able to get a couple flares and 3 iron wills. Did not get it. This time was quite slow. Should be around 332-ish. Juan what did you get on your time? You got 318. Not super quick, but the fact that I've got flamethrowers, that is a pretty darn good attack. I need to speed my things up a little bit here. Doing all seekers sometimes, if they don't have building damage, looks like everyone suddenly has building damage. This person also has flamethrowers. We're going to add a 3rd boat of riflemen. I need to max those riflemen post haste. Now, you can also art out an engine room. Let's try that one just for something to do. Not something that I'm super duper good at. I have seen a bunch of strong players who have been arting out engine rooms, and I just keep screwing it up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The fact that this one's got a couple buildings touching is going to be super duper helpful. Let's get that second iron will. I keep forgetting whatever the heck iron will is called. We're going to get iron will popping right about there. I can get all of my artillery. Need to keep our troops moving is fairly important on this one. Brick just died. Brick died, which is not going to be helpful for us at all. We've already won, though. Like I said, I am not good at artillerying engine rooms, as you can see by the fact that I keep missing things. Brick died. We somehow, some way won. I need to go back right now and spend those tokens to upgrade those riflemen. Upgrading those riflemen is going to be a big deal. You can get by on tick 3 riflemen, but maxing them makes all the difference in the world. And you can get by with using just seekers, but once people start to get that defensive building damage, once you start to see flamethrowers, all seekers doesn't really work all that well. There were a bunch of all seeker hits where you kind of hid brick in a corner and then moved her as the troops moved, hoping that I can show one of those hits, but it just feels like see, boom mines as well. As soon as you start to see boom mines or flamethrowers, things really do get a little bit rough. So let's give the old 3 riflemen hit a try. And by the way, I am definitely 1 bajillion% not the best person to do this hit. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to get all of these riflemen out. Seekers out, sorry. Getting that flare, keeping that flare rocking. Brick is a little bit too far ahead, unfortunately, which is not ideal at all. None of our seekers are underneath that iron will, so not great things happening here, but at least they're distracting that shock launcher momentarily as Brick steps on that boom mine. Man, I can't do a good hit for the life of me here. Need to throw all of those artillery onto that final engine room. And I've heard from a couple people who are strictly upgrading their defenses so that they have a higher percentage. If you take out a sniper tower, for example, that's super low level, that percent is going to be higher than if you someone has upgraded that and you don't get the full building down. So I'm getting a couple wins here strictly by my tech, which is exactly why I went a second path. This account with that defensive building health, with those flamethrowers, making my attacks have to be not quite so squeaky clean. The other account was just awful. Didn't have building health. Did go back. Actually, I don't think I even went. I'm talking about building health, not building damage. Sorry, my brain is fried. This person has got troop health, so they're going to be a little bit more dangerous than anyone else. Now, you know what? We're just going to do it. I'm going to go back to the old well. We're going to go something like this and like this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go brick, and then we're going to flare onto there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do 4 or 3? I'm not even sure at the moment. There we go. There's 4. Now, like, all of these attacks are super, super straightforward. The majority of the things that we're doing here is just walking troops through mines. There is not a lot of difficulty here. The only thing that we've done on this attack is completely and utterly missed that final engine room. Whiffed on that in a bad way, hoping that our opponent, even with, and by the way, troop health is not as big a game changer as you would expect. Troop health, if you're banking on troop health saving your attacks, I gotta admit, it's not going to be super duper game changing. I know a lot of players are not big fans of Seekers. This is not the season for you. I have yet to see anyone do anything useful with rifles or with heavies, or it's all about Seekers this season. You need to either oh, look at that. We won on time. Retreating early, saving, like, this is ridiculous. The fact that I've got 3 wins on this account with you guys watching and 0 good attacks, whew, not good. I had some really good attacks 2 days ago, I think it was, maybe 3 days ago, was on a streak, got into 19, and since then, flying and traveling, I have not had a good sit down. Need a couch. Definitely need a couch. Okay, they don't have troop health. I'm gonna stick to the well. We're gonna go back to my old faithful 1 and 2, brick in behind, getting rid. There we go. Brick in behind, getting all of our Seekers to follow along. I did not drop brick like a complete and utter dum-dum. This is going to be just a massacre if I can't get the rest of my troops out. Need that flare not to expire. Let's just throw that just in case. Maybe just at the edge we can save some of those Seekers. Ugh. I have not done a good attack with you guys on board yet, so this is not looking super duper positive. Now we're just going to have to throw all of our artillery on the corner of buildings, and somehow, some way, we still picked up the win. I don't know what people are doing against this base. This base desperately needs boom cannons just to make it all the better. Do we have enough keys? Yes, we do. Okay. Need to get those boom cannons up to tick 3. And I've got a screenshot here. Let's get those boom cannons into position. Okay, we got the boom cannons in position. These are just going to be so clutch for shooting brick in the back of the head. Let's see what our enemy's even doing. What's our opponent even doing, I should say. Not enemy, opponent. Coming in from both sides, trying to sneak brick in, and then just getting pummeled by all of the flamethrowers and shock launchers, and oh my. So do mix rifles in. They are so critical. They make all sorts of difference. This person's got both building damage and building health, so we're gonna have to be a little bit cautious. Just to be extra cautious, we're gonna go from this right hand side. If you're looking to be extra careful, that left hand side, not the right hand side, my brain is not super duper smart at times, is going to be the answer. Then we're just gonna get all of these Seekers cruising in. Now I'd really like it if my rifle dudes would get up front a little bit sooner, waiting until we get right into the neighborhood of that mines and flamethrowers and things. Then we're just gonna keep all of our riflemen moving on forwards. Brick getting onto that final engine room, and now just trying to get artillery out. Should have thrown a flare, should have thrown my flare onto this final engine room long ago. Got them all down. It wasn't pretty. I made a whole bunch of mistakes. Should have flared that engine room so my rifleman would do a little bit of damage, save me from having to have my seekers get onto it, but did not have to remove the shock launchers. And that was a big deal when I figured that out. All of 3 engine room, the very beginning of 4 engine room, I was constantly taking out at least 1 shock launcher, and just to see that you don't have to do that was fairly darn great. It's kind of mind-blowing at times when you realize all of the things I assumed I was going to have to do, not many of them actually matter. So now that the majority of our troops are past there, hoping that Brick doesn't get shot in the head, we all know it happens at times. It makes for some frustrating times, but Brick, so far so good, getting that Iron Will out. Iron Will only useful on warships. Have you ever used Iron Will on the main base? I sure as heck haven't. Now that we've got those 2 out, let's get a flare over onto this one. See if, nope, we got no riflemen left. 0 rifle dudes left. Now we're just going to have to hold all of our artillery just on the chance that maybe, just maybe, we can get one more. Come on. One more engine room down. Now, I know an opponent has retreated, but you want to throw it in the middle of buildings. Don't throw it on an engine room. You're doing 1%. By hitting the middle of those 3 buildings, we're doing 3% or more. So do make sure. I can't believe we've got a 5 times win streak. I've not completed the base once. I kind of like this style. Especially right now, things are quick. You're not sitting here waiting for your opponent for days and days and days. You know that your attack is going to be done fairly quickly. And I gotta say, I kind of like that. I the race aspect. We have not had a base race in a long time, and it feels more like a game where like you can play a lot. Like, it's the fact that you can play a lot of games in a short amount of time. I like that. I like that aspect of this season of Warships. I know some of you are probably absolutely not enjoying this season. Hope that is not the case. If you are not enjoying this season, please do let me know, as our riflemen are completely and utterly dying. I don't have a lot of faith we're going to get another engine room, so I'm just going to hold on to all of my artillery. Really getting a little bit lucky there. Let's see if we can't just take this puppy down. So close. See, just needed a couple riflemen to make it through that minefield. Going from the left-hand side, definitely making things a little bit better. I think we're going to pick up another win here. Sure does look like it based on how much health they have left on that engine room, but really it depends on percentage. They might have upgraded their defenses more than me. Oh, so close. And if you look at how much health I left on that engine room, it was way lower, but they had higher level boom cannons, higher level sniper towers, which brings up the general percentage of health. We're going to do a little bit more. This video, not really feeling like, oh, first Doom Cannon. I have not seen a Doom Cannon, so nice to see a Doom Cannon. They do not have defensive building damage, which feels like would be more useful than a Doom Cannon, but at the same time, what are those guys called? Seekers do bunch up a bit, so we are going to go like this. I'm going to go back to the old 3-4, then we're going to drop all of these. I should have flared a long time ago, and as a result, our Seekers are going to be right on top of all of our riflemen, hoping that we can get back away from all of this stuff. Need to get that next blast of whatever the heck that stuff's called. Iron Will. I can never remember what this stuff is called. That Doom Cannon is about to come into play. All of our troops are right on top of it. Can we get that engine room down? No, we're not going to get that down, which means I need to retreat as fast as I possibly can. A-Train, I think they are in New Zealand. I think, oh, like, this is silly. These should not be wins. The tech definitely playing a major role. Is A-Train right there? A-Train, good game. I have not encountered A-Train. 54% win rate. Lots and lots of players with low win rates, especially not really seen any. Maybe people are starting to catch up, but early on in the season, those win rates were so bad. If we can get into 19 here, I'm going to have my mind blown, because getting into 19 without building health or building damage was very, very difficult. And I feel like I don't have building. Maybe I have building health. I don't know. On the other account. No, I don't think I do. Anyways, let's... I can't do me artillerying the engine rooms. It just hasn't worked for me. So we're going to stick with the old-fashioned artillery, the shock launcher, get all of our troops in and amongst the things, and then we're going to send all of these guys. Come on, get a couple more mines, dudes. I feel like I'm dropping Brick too darn early. Brick is getting too far ahead of all of our Seekers and of our rifles, so not making great choices here, but I feel like maybe, just maybe, we can get all of these engine rooms as... No, Brick dead. Brick died. Brick has been dying on me. I wonder if this account actually has max Brick or not. I feel like I can't have max Brick. There we go. Need to get some quick percentage, not finding a three-way spot to drop my artillery, trying to retreat as fast as I can against large package. We lost. There is going to be the end. Hopefully you guys missed me. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this season of Warships. A bunch of you replied to my community post. Thank you for that. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. For those of you who are ending spring break, hopefully you had a fantastic spring break. This is the first time I've taken spring break, I think, ever with my kids, so had a heck of an amazing time down in Cabo San Lucas. I will put a video up where I talk more about non-Boom Beachy things in the next little bit. Otherwise, keep that submarine dive and keep those intel flowing. Keep picking up critter launchers, taking bases down with them. They are so strong. I really wish that Boom Beach would not bring proto troops when the Boom Beach Warship season's on, but you can't always get what you wish for. Anyways, all I wish for, code zmot creator boost. Leave me a comment. Let me know how your season's going, where you went for spring break, how you're doing for fall break. I shall talk to you soon. Thank you for coming in. I'm zmot. Peace.